What's up, YouTube universe? Eric here. I'm joined with Jeff, as always, to make our Week 9 predictions. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Miami to face the Dolphins. Your thoughts,
Man,
sir?
they started off so good. 4 in a row now they've lost. And it really only comes down, their offensive line is just, Ryan Tannehill doesn't make time to do nothing. And Lamar Miller's been unimpressive. Which basically takes, their big investment in their wide receiver,
Mike Wallace?
out of the picture. They can't get it to him. I mean, there's not enough time to get it. That guy really needs to invest in some off-season work and stop being a one-trick pony. Like, I'm the fastest guy in the NFL, so try to catch me. Well, great, but you don't have an offensive line that can give you 5 seconds to get down the field, so nobody's worried about you. And it's one of those things where we talked about it a little bit last week, where if they can bring everything up and bring into a 20-yard field, nobody can play that game. It's almost like playing goal line every down, and it sucks.
Yeah, I really liked Ryan Tannehill. I did not like him coming out of the draft. I thought, this guy's got bust written all over him. He's going into a program that doesn't really have a lot going on for him. I thought this year Miami's defense was really going to shine.
They haven't. Well, and they haven't, and they got rid of Long, and they've got nobody to replace him. They got rid of a couple other players, and they've got nobody to replace him.
Yeah, they've been real leaky.
Barrett, one of their linebackers that they got rid of, they just kind of reshuffled and got younger. Barrett's out in Oakland just making tackle after tackle. So, some good decisions and some bad decisions. The problem is right there is offensive line.
Yeah.
You can't give your quarterback time. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, I can tell you, if you can't give your quarterback time, you can't do anything.
And your only way to combat that is to have a solid running game, and they don't have that either. Lamar Miller, total disappointment thus far this season.
Just unimpressive. And, Daniel Thomas, he's slow. He doesn't see the holes.
And I honestly think this is happening, but I think that secretly Tom Brady is wearing Andy Dalton's uniform, and Andy Dalton is wearing Tom Brady's uniform on Sundays.
That could be. It is Halloween.
It's spooky. Andy Dalton has been playing out of his mind lately.
Last week we saw Tom Brady with I could tell, he had visible swelling in his hand.
He did.
There's got to be something wrong with the guy, because you don't just play that well for so many years and all of a sudden, just because you don't have wide receivers,
now all of a sudden you're like on the verge of being benched. Well,
dude, the guy's, his stats are so underwhelming that they're like, wow. Under 50%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
200 yards a game. He went 4 games
picks
without throwing a touchdown. His touchdown to interception ratio is flipped. He's thrown more. In the last 5 games, he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. That's not crazy. Tom Brady numbers.
No. And we'll talk more about New England here in a minute, but Andy Dalton, the guy is...
Every week in the NFL, it's just... There's a lot of teams that everybody thought was going to be great, and there's a lot of teams that aren't. Texans and stuff like that. It's just... That's what makes the NFL great. You call it parity, but it boils down to, at least at this point... The Chiefs, 2 wins, and now they're 8-0. Got the best defense in the NFL. They don't have the greatest offense, but that's the thing, is right now they don't need to, and so why?
They're turning the ball over. I take you back to
efficiency, man.
I take you back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their Super Bowl years. Offense, mediocre. Defense, outstanding.
Well, the first Harbaugh year in San Francisco, you remember when he came in?
Yeah.
After the Singletary, fiasco, and they took the league by storm and won 13 games. They were 13-3, and Alex Smith was all of a sudden, everybody's like, they wanted to run him out of town. He'd gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive coordinators. Yeah, I
think only Jason Campbell's
and
had
now
more.
All of a sudden, this guy is the model of efficiency. I think he threw 5 interceptions that year, maybe 6, and he was the model of efficiency. They weren't impressing anybody on offense, but they won 13 games. And isn't that what we're looking for in an NFL team?
Yeah.
Great defense, an offense that's efficient enough to win games and not lose them, and let's go. It almost seems to be the best recipe for victory, really. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm not a big fan of this try to outscore me with no defense. Peyton Manning went through that for years and years in Indianapolis, and he won one Super Bowl, but that's not a great recipe. The best recipe is a really good defense, and if you can have a great offense
that doesn't
then
turn the ball over.
Then you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're the New England Patriots that won 3, you're the Dallas Cowboys.
I will coin you this team for this year, the New Orleans Saints.
And
that team is
that's what
frightening.
And that's what everybody in the NFL, when they wake up every morning, ought to be thinking, holy fuck, because this team had a drastically, historically bad defense last year, which I think the Cowboys are on the verge of breaking. They've allowed more yards last year than anybody in the history of the NFL for a season.
Yep.
But now they've got an explosive offense that's scoring 35 points a game.
Offense is as advertised. We knew that was coming.
And they've got a
defense
they've got a top 3, top 4 defense.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's hard to beat. That is hard to beat
when you
got a top 4 defense and a number 1 offense.
We are digressing, but back to the game at hand, Thursday Night Football. I am going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. You are going to take?
I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. Bengals on a clean sweep. Look for Andy Dalton to continue his success. All right, next game up, we've got my beloved Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Buffalo, New York.
You guys have had a hard time with this team the last couple of years.
I hate Buffalo. They have given Kansas City the shits for the last 3 or 4 years we've played them. But I
remember going through at the beginning of a couple of seasons, and for some reason you guys started off playing the Buffalo Bills a couple of years in a row.
It's crazy, and I hate them. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been a fucking all-star against the Chiefs.
We always
defense,
picked
but he's not there now,
the Chiefs to beat them, and they didn't for 2 years in a row. But I for one, I don't know what it is with your team, but they're going to be playing not Thaddeus Lewis, which you would think, oh, wait a minute, they're not playing Thaddeus Lewis, who is third string practice squad guy, but he's been playing pretty well. He's banged up, and you might get the fabulous Jeff Toole.
I'll take it. I look for Justin Houston and Tom Bali to get 4 sacks apiece.
Toole.
We had Case Keenum.
Can't even run the ball enough to keep those guys off you. It's just going to be all Kansas City, I think.
Yeah, I
and
think
Buffalo's
so
played
too.
people tough. They have.
They have.
Their defense is good, and they've hung in a lot of games. I just don't think it's going to be a low-scoring game. 20-13, 20-10. Kansas City's going to come out on top.
I think Kansas City's going to continue to sack the quarterback off the charts like they've been doing all season so far. I mean, their numbers are off the charts. I think they're on pace to break records, right?
They didn't do a lot of sacking last week, which was unusual.
They got to Jason Campbell, I think, 3 times.
Did they finally? Because it was in the third quarter. They hadn't gotten a sack yet.
Yeah, I think they
but
got
that's,
to him.
Jason Campbell is a veteran quarterback, and he's mobile.
Yeah.
So.
And the Browns, they're a good team. They're just not there yet.
Yeah.
I think the Browns are going to be a fantastic team in the near future. But I got Kansas City. You're taking Kansas City, right?
Yep. Can't go against them.
All right. The wide receiverless Atlanta Falcons headed to Carolina to take on the suddenly really hot Panthers.
Resurgent, is that what we call them?
Resurgent. That's a fantastic word. Well
Resurgent done. Carolina Panthers with a great defense.
Great defense.
Everybody thought they were going to have a good defense, and they actually have a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam Newton is coming alive.
Yes, he is.
Like he's woke up out of a coma.
And they get Jonathan Stewart back.
Not sure that matters.
They've been running the ball. I mean, D'Angelo Williams,
but I'm not really sure you need Jonathan Stewart. I mean, is that guy? He's been underwhelming his entire career. I mean, he was there when Fred Taylor was still there, I think. But Fred Taylor's actually Jacksonville.
Yeah, Fred Taylor was another poor team, but
yeah. I think this is all Carolina. I'm going to take Carolina.
I'm going to take Carolina also, just because Matt Ryan's a very good quarterback, and he's shown that he could play without his core around him. Yes, they have Steven Jackson back, but what did that prove last week? He didn't do much.
God, he got picked on 4 picks. He got sacked a bunch of times.
Yeah, I think Carolina's going to give Matt Ryan a long day. So I'm going to take Carolina too. So we're 3 for 3 picking the same teams.
Last week we went 10-3 both.
10-3 each of us.
We actually picked different on 4 games. You got 2 right, and I got 2 right. So
yeah. Yep.
that pick an opposite of you thing.
Yeah, I was like, I got to do some drastic shit.
Still
here,
5 ahead of you, but we got a long season.
All right. So next game up, you got the Minnesota Vikings starting. Maybe Josh Freeman headed to Dallas.
Yeah, are they really going to switch quarterbacks again?
That is a recipe for disaster.
Not really sure.
You need to pick a guy and stick with him.
Well, they couldn't pick Josh Freeman last week because he was
concussed.
He was concussed, right?
But I mean, is Josh Freeman really your guy? I mean, he came in there and put up dismal.
I just don't think this guy's got the locker room. I think Ponder's got the locker room.
I think you're better off starting Ponder. Personally.
I think you are, but if they make the mistake, either way.
And Adrian Peterson underperforming as of late.
And
normally that guy is like a stud.
Yeah, I think he's he's battling a little bit of an ankle. I think that's what he's doing. He was laughing on the sidelines watching other people score touchdowns, which isn't really like him. But I just think he knows he's not available in there. Yeah, I just see this. I think Dallas is going to blow him out.
I think Dallas is going to score way more points than Minnesota will.
I think it's going to be like 45-20.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be ugly. I don't know if it's gonna be that ugly, but it's gonna be ugly. I got Dallas winning that one too. Look for Des Bryant to go nuts.
Yeah, Des Bryant and the rookie Terrence Williams. This kid is dynamite. And I just think.
I think you got DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray's coming back, which is doomsday for when Dallas has a good running game. Forget it.
Yeah, Tony Romo's a great quarterback. I hate the fact that people shit on him all the time, but he's a great quarterback. He's a top 5 quarterback,
and he's accurate as hell. And he'll pick you apart if you give him time. I'm kind of disappointed that Brian Waters is out for the season.
That's a bummer.
When you bring a guy in off the street, he's not in football shape. Just shows you. He's going to get hurt.
He was playing at a Pro Bowl level until he got hurt.
Yeah, he was.
And he was doing very well.
He's got some kind of a triceps injury.
But he's still in that locker room. So that's going to bode well for the rest of that offensive line because he is a veteran presence. He's showing these guys, okay, you guys have your work ethic. Here's what you need to do to be a successful offensive line in the NFL.
And Marcus Spears got cut by the Ravens, which kind of indicates why Dallas let go of him.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to pick that guy back up because he knows the defense, but they're going to give him at a bargain price. They need somebody. Their defensive line
line's tattered.
Tattered. They're
pretty beat up.
I mean, they're using guys that worked at Les Schwab.
They ran out when you had a flat tire.
Yeah.
Hey, is your tire flat?
You look like you're in shape and you kind of used to running a little bit. Why don't you come play on our team?
Yeah, we'll put a star on
your
helmet.
What team is that?
And everything.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys, son.
Yep. You're going to be our starting defensive tackle. Congratulations.
Here's Jared Jones's card. Give him a call.
All right, so we both got Dallas in that one. Next game up, the New Orleans Saints headed to New York to face the Jets. I don't think there's any way the Jets are going to win this game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to think of...
You can hand the ball to Chris Ivory 34 times.
Every once in a while, the Saints will throw a stinker and Breeze will throw a stinker. Because, he does have those stinker games. Yeah. Once a season, he has a stinker game.
And he's already had it. I believe he had it against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he kind of had it. They still won that game, though.
They still won, but Drew Brees didn't play that well. But
coming
off a 5-touchdown performance,
Jets got a really good defense.
But the defense is going to be playing from behind.
Yeah,
and
all the time. And I think this is a runaway. I think the Saints are just going to keep rolling. I think it's all over. I mean, this game was won when they put it on the schedule.
Yeah, yes, I agree. We both got New Orleans.
But it is the two brothers. I mean, you got Rex Ryan and his brothers on the other side of the field.
Yeah,
and
Rex and Rob. Yep, twins.
I love Rob's hair, man.
Yep, the flowing gray locks.
Yeah, gotta love it.
All right, so we both got New Orleans in a route. Okay, next game up, Tennessee headed to St. Louis, and I am taking St. Louis. Before you say a word, I'm taking St. Louis.
I would take St. Louis if Zach Stacy was healthy. Now he ends up, if Zach Stacy didn't have a high ankle sprain on Monday night, they'd have ran that ball in and he'd have pounded it up their ass.
Yep.
And I was
Seahawks
wondering why they
lost.
didn't keep putting him in, but he was apparently injured.
Hurt. Wincing in pain on the sideline.
Which
regardless, St. Louis
You know
wins
what?
this game.
I'd have told the guy, do you got 2 yards in you? Do you got 2 yards in you? I'd have let him go out there and can't hurt it any worse, man.
You break it, but
Let's break it. Let's win this fucking game.
break it 2 yards later. But yeah, I'm taking St. Louis just because of what they did last week against the vaunted Seattle Seahawks. I think if that team loses out on home field advantage in the playoffs, they are one and done. They just are.
And I want to take St. Louis. I'm going to take Tennessee just to give you a chance.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to take Tennessee just to give you an opportunity.
All right, so I'm taking the resurgence.
My heart's with St. Louis, though.
Yeah, my heart and mind and pick is with St. Louis. So next game up, we got the San Diego Chargers heading to President Country, Washington.
What's going on?
Robert Three Sticks.
Robert Three Sticks. He's got a sore knee,
Mm-hmm.
which means he's going to be thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what happens when he thinks about it.
Mm-hmm.
He don't play well. And I think RG3 is just too worried about his future. And his future is now.
Yes, you've got to play.
Just play
right now. Just play the game. Just play the like he did his rookie season. Just
play.
Do that. Where's that?
And he kept saying, I'm not worried about. Well, quit worrying about it now. You got too many people balking in your ear, doctors, and all this. You're an athlete. You've had a sore knee before. Go out and play the freaking game.
Yeah, you can't tell me you never had a sore knee in college. Of course you have. Just play. Play the game.
When he comes to that conclusion, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with his knee.
But the question is, will he come to that conclusion this week?
I can't question the guy's heart, I guess, but Garcon was quoted, got overshadowed by the Des Bryant thing, but Garcon came out and said, "We suck at passing."
Ouch.
Ow! Your top receiver comes out and says we suck at passing. Well, maybe you do. You haven't won very many games.
No.
You're not winning them on the ground. Alfred Morris isn't lighting anything up. But I'll tell you what. This smells of trap game for San Diego because everybody's been taunting these guys. Hot as hell.
Hate the Chargers.
Phillip Rivers is back, and they suck after a bye week. I think.
I think they suck all the time just because I'm a Chiefs fan. But I will agree with you that they suck after a bye week. I'll give you a week.
You're coming into Washington, and I think that Washington's going to hit something here.
Shit! I was hoping you were going to take San Diego. Oh, God dang it. All right, I was going to take the Redskins, but because you took the Redskins, I'm going to take San Diego. Dad damn it.
I just got a feeling.
Yeah, I'm going to take San Diego. Just because I got to make up ground on you. We tied last week. I got to pick some upsets here. Okay.
You tried that last week, too. It didn't work.
Next game up, you got Philadelphia headed to the black hole. Face Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, I'm taking Oakland.
I was going to take Oakland.
Taking Oakland.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Philly then. Yeah, might as well. It's do or die, people. It's do or
die. Who's it going to be?
It's going to be the Terrell Pryor show.
But who's playing for Philly? And Michael Vick's out.
It's Foles. I think Foles is playing.
Yeah, it's Nick Foles. Nick Foles show.
Yeah, the Nick Foles show, which was the Rocky Horror.
I got a head full of concussion.
Yeah. Or not last week.
State's defense is playing pretty decent. I think they're going to shut them down.
Yeah, probably. But I got to take Philly because I
think Chip Kelly needs a year to put together a staff, or not a staff, but a roster that's his.
Yep.
And I think next year is going to be cleaning year. I think Matt Barkley's going to be the starting quarterback next year.
And Mike Vick is on the street. I think Nick Foles will probably be there in a backup role. I think Shady McCoy's not going anywhere.
He needs to pull his head out of his ass, though.
Yes, he does. Well, they need to give him the ball more. And they need to give him the ball in more effective ways. Why not hit him on a screen pass? Or why not do those little option pitches or something like that? I mean, the guys, he can run between the tackles.
Of course he can.
he can run between the tackles, but this guy he's like a human joystick. Remember Dante Hall, the vaunted kick returner for the Chiefs back in the day? They called him the human joystick. Well, Shady McCoy is the human joystick of today's NFL, and all he needs is a little.
Yeah, he can go
space.
dead sideways, like whoop. He's over here.
It's insane. It's insane. I haven't seen anything like it in years. But
the guy can jelly leg you in a second, right? Bambi your ass.
Bambi.
Woo!
Bambied. You little baby deer with the shaky legs.
I love it. I love that expression. It's like, what?
You just got Bambied. Yeah. Or I just rolled your ankle without touching you. But yeah, Shady McCoy is that guy. They just need to figure out a way to get him in space. And they haven't been doing that. They did that like the first 3 weeks. They haven't done it lately in the last few weeks. And it's hurting their chances of winning. I can tell you that. But
yeah, I just think that.
I think Oakland's going to win, but I'm taking Philly.
All right.
Because you're taking Oakland.
Well, I was going to give you a shot in this next game. But.
Okay. Well, you got Tampa Bay headed to Seattle.
And you know what? I'm going to take the undefeated Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The undefeated?
The unrequited, unwin, not undefeated, the
totally defeated.
Yeah, the defeated Tampa Bay
Buccaneers. They couldn't be more defeated.
I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this
There's
game.
your upset. So I'm going to take Seattle.
I think it's fitting that Seattle loses its first home game in 2 years against a team that's not won a game all season. I think Seattle's going to overlook this team. I think they got too much swagger, and I think they've been ineffective. Sidney Rice is out. Harvin's not coming back this week.
Marshawn Lynch with 28 rush yards.
He's hurt. He's got an injury. There's something wrong with him. 28 yards. I just think this is you want a drum roll or whatever, this is absolutely the perfect deflating. The Seahawks fans are going to go, how the fuck did we let this team beat us? And I think that's what's going to happen.
Well,
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
I hope you're right. But I have to take Seattle because I got to pick some different teams. So
well, I mean that's the smart pick.
Yeah,
they haven't lost a home game in 2 years, so
that's probably what Vegas would pick. But I want Tampa Bay to win, but I think Seattle's going to win. Anyways, next game up, Baltimore headed to Cleveland.
Do you want me to tell you who I'm picking first?
Go ahead.
I'm taking Cleveland.
Okay. I was actually going to take Baltimore.
I'm taking Cleveland.
I'm standing firm with Baltimore.
The way Cleveland played Kansas City, the way Cleveland played the Bengals and beat them at home, and Baltimore just doesn't impress me.
No.
Ray Rice is not doing anything. Not impressed with Joe Flacco. Joe Hayden's going to shut down Torrey Smith, and I'm not sure where Flacco's going to go with the ball.
They would throw it to Anquan Bolton, wouldn't they? Oh, that's right. They didn't re-sign
They could.
him.
They're just going to have to throw it all the way across the United States.
I can't believe they let that guy get out of town.
His ass is sitting on a bye week in San Francisco, California. I'm sure you weren't happy to accept a phone call from you, though.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm going to take Cleveland in this game.
Okay, I'm going to take Baltimore because I do look for Baltimore's defense to find a way to get to Jason Campbell because now there is tape on the guy. He's had tape with other teams in previous seasons, but now there's actual tape against a good defense on Jason Campbell this year with the Browns. So I think Baltimore is going to learn from what Kansas City was able to do and was not able to do, and I think they're going to find a way to shut them down. They're going to disrupt them, and I think Baltimore wins this game.
Right on.
Next game up, Indianapolis traveling to Houston, Texas.
We skipped over to Pittsburgh and New England.
Do we want to talk about either of those teams?
Okay.
Okay. Pittsburgh headed to New England.
I love this game.
You like this game? I don't care who wins this game.
I do because I hate New England and I think Pittsburgh's going to bloody their fucking nose.
But you hate Pittsburgh too.
I know, but I hate New England even worse just because they've been losing or they've been winning and they've been winning when they don't deserve to win. And if nobody knocks these guys out before they wake the fuck up, then, they could make another Super Bowl appearance, and I don't want that. So I think Pittsburgh's going to bloody their nose, and I think if Tom Brady doesn't wake up out of his slumber, whatever the hell is wrong with him.
Oh, the drop passes. Oh, my God, the drop passes he's had to deal with.
Well, but he's also underthrown. He's overthrown. I just think Pittsburgh, I think Palomalu's going to disrupt some shit. And I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game 23-13.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take New England because you took Pittsburgh. To be honest, I don't care who wins the game, but I need to catch up to you, so I'm going to take the opposite team. Okay, back to a game I do care about. Andrew Luck headed to the dirty South. Well, not the dirty South, but
It's kind of dirty South.
it's a little bit dirty. It's a little bit dirty.
Case
Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
And fresh off the bye week. And, this could be one of those games where the Houston defense wakes up and does something. I don't think so.
Houston defense has been playing well.
Yeah, they
have.
have.
But
They
just haven't got any help from their offense.
Short field offense is turning the ball over like clockwork, and you're now fucking with the locker room when Matt Schaub says I'm healthy enough to start, and you're going to start Case Keenum, who isn't even the backup quarterback. He's the third string quarterback. Or he was.
What's his name? He started in the playoffs.
Backup was YT Yates or whatever.
Oh yeah.
TJ Yates.
Yeah, Yates.
He's now the third string quarterback. Took you to the playoffs, and Case Keenum is front and center, and I think it's a huge mistake, and I think it's just not going to work out well. I think Indianapolis is going to roll.
I pick Indy too. This is one game that I can't disagree with you on. I think Indy's defense is vastly improved from last year. They're doing, they're as advertised on offense, even with the loss of Reggie Wayne.
And that's what everybody's looking for. Everybody's wanting to know, what is this team going to do without Reggie Wayne? And I think they're going to do just fine.
I think they're going to do just fine as well. I
don't think Andrew Luck's that handcuffed. He went to Reggie Wayne because Reggie Wayne was open. Somebody will be open and he'll hit him.
T.Y. Hilton, Darius Hayward-Bay, maybe he'll come around and start playing like a first-round draft pick. Who knows? But I'm taking Indy.
Me too.
All right. Monday Night Football.
Dun, 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 dun,
A little interdivisional matchup. Ditka. Ditka. Chicago Bears headed to Green Bay.
The Josh McCown Chicago Bears.
Yes. The Jay Cutler-less Chicago
Bears.
And
the Josh McCown Chicago Bears that still managed to score 30 points.
They did.
Gave up 45, though. And what is disturbing about this team is their defense is decimated. You got no Peanut Tillman. You got no Felton. Another one of they're just decimated on defense. And I just don't think they can put together anything that's going to stop the now resurgent, when I say Green Bay Packers, and when I say resurgent, I mean a team that has now found a running game, Green Bay Packers.
Yes, and that's all that they were missing.
Eddie Lacy opens this whole thing wide open.
What happened to Julius Peppers? He just get old?
Old.
He's just old.
Yeah,
he hasn't been doing much
he's
lately.
He's eating cheese.
Boy, when he was in his prime, he was something else. In his first year or two with Chicago, he was a beast.
Well, they let him go at the right time. They pulled a Belichick and let a prime player go, and they'd gotten the best out of him and didn't want to pay for more.
Yep, Chicago scooped him up, and
like an Albert Hainsworth kind of thing.
Oh God, is that guy even in the league?
Oh, there was an article on NFL.com, I think it was, Chris Cooley, who was the tight end for the Redskins during that time. And he said that Hainsworth, his whole objective was to sign that contract and then play bad enough for them to cut him. He didn't care about the remainder of the contract. He wanted to take the guaranteed money, let them cut him, and then sign another $8 to $10 million contract and let that team cut him too and just take the money and run. And that's exactly what he did.
Hey, don't hate
what
the player.
A piece of shit.
Yeah, totally, but can't hate the player, hate the game, right?
What a piece of shit. Nobody saw that coming. I mean,
yeah, He played, 2 good seasons?
And he said it was common knowledge in the Washington locker room that he did not want to actually play. He just wanted the money.
But they still started him. Crazy.
Yeah, but, what is his teammates going to think when you hear him saying that stuff? Like, really? You're out here and you're not even going to play? Wow. I mean, what a garbage guy. I mean,
Terrible human being.
You know what, though? Karma's a bitch, so that guy's going to end up on the end of a fish hook somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to get it he's going to go to prison for carrying a gun. And
something will happen to him, and he'll get what, he won't be able to enjoy the spoils. Yeah, I hope.
Exactly. Anyways, I'm taking Green Bay.
Yeah? I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to go against Green Bay with Josh McCown and the decimated defense of the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers is piping hot.
In limbo? I don't think so.
Yeah, even though Aaron Rodgers is missing some of his pieces on offense, wide receiver-wise, he's still doing it.
Well, now he's found this Boykin guy out of nowhere.
Boykin,
and just...
He's boinking him.
Yeah, and in Wisconsin, that can mean a lot of things. But in this case, it means receptions and touchdowns. That's what it means.
Does, in fact.
That's what Boykin means.
In fact.
And
Chicago's going to catch some Boykin here come Monday night.
Yeah.
I think.
Heavy dose of Eddie Lacy. Let me just tell you that right now.
All right, guys, that's our picks for this week, week 9. As always, my Twitter handle and Facebook page is down below. We'll be tweeting on Sunday and Monday night, so hit us up, and we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Stay true to your team, even if they suck.
Yes, amen. I'm proof that is what you should do. Kansas City Chiefs all day, all night.
Peace out.
See you guys later. Thanks.